رب زدني علما.
Chicken is mal, you said, right? Why do you agree that it is mal? Because it is an object and it has benefit. That benefit, is it halal? Is it halal? What is the benefit? Eating, right? Just eat. And also the male one has another benefit, making adhan for fajr. Not adhan, yani screaming in fajr so that you can wake up. So that benefit is validated by Sharia for us. Is it because we need it? I mean, can I say that we have to eat chicken for us to survive? Oh, you don't eat chicken? Eat cow. No cow, camel. No camel, just become a vegetable person. And you don't need to eat meat for you to survive. You can live without meat. Right? There are people who are not eating meat and they still survive, right? And maybe they're healthier than you. It might be. So it is mal. Cow, the same thing, right? Camel, the same thing. Car, the same thing, right? Donkey. The same thing. A donkey is halal. Muhammad is halal. So when I come to donkey, I don't have meat. I slaughter donkey, have a nice soup. But he said it's halal. Halal it has manfa'ah, and the manfa'ah is halal. The donkey is mal because it benefits, and the benefit is halal, which is riding it, right? I can ride it, but is it because I need it? If I didn't use donkey, use horse. Yeah, no horse, use camel. No camel, just do your thing by yourself. You get it. Donkey is just halal, just like that. You get the idea. Okay, last question. Pig. Where's the haram mal? Yeah. Pig, is it halal? Is it mal? No. It has benefit. Does it have? Okay, don't kill. Is there any benefit with pig? Say it slowly, because those people, pig eaters, when they hear you, they'll tell you, brother, you don't know how it tastes then. It has benefit with them, right? But with us, does it have benefit? Fatah, no benefit. Oh, mal al-haram. Yeah, with mal al-haram. So he gave us a formula, right? Mal al-haram. Muhammad, in Tanzania, pig has no benefit at all. Say it has some. I like this opinion actually. What is the benefit of the pig? Okay, let's keep this.
I think it's benefit for non-Muslim.
For non-Muslim alone, yeah. It has benefit for the non-believers. But in Islam, does it benefit?
We don't know of any.
You don't know of any. I'm telling you, no one. But sometimes they kishk, Abdul Hamid kishk. I don't know whether it's his statement or he took it from somebody. He says, الناس أربعة. رجل يدري ويدري أنه يدري فذلك عالم فاسألوه. A person that knows and he knows. He said, this is the scholar, ask him. ورجل يدري ولا يدري أنه يدري فذلك غافل فنبهوه. He says, and another person he knows, but he forgot he knows. This is the one that needs reminder. Somebody needs to remind him that, brother, you are a scholar, please talk. You get the idea. And the last two, you already know who are they. They said that, he said, وَرَجُلٌ لَا يَدْرِي وَيَدْرِي أَنَّهُ لَا يَدْرِي فَذَلِكَ جَاهِلٌ فَعَلِّمُوهُ. Yeah, they're the common people in society, right? They don't know, and they know that they don't know. He said, these are the ignorant people, teach them. And that is the best one. الذي لا يدري ولا يدري أنه لا يدري. He doesn't know, and he doesn't know that he doesn't know it. They call it Jahilun Murakkab in Arabic. Very nice word. Even donkey, regardless of its balada, donkey is symbol of balada, right? When donkey is mentioned, what do you think? High, what do you call, capturing of understanding, right? Is that, or is not that? In the Kitab al-Haywanat, the lion give a joke and everyone laughs except donkey. Very smart and serious people, right? After 3 days, he started laughing and he told the lion, now I understand the joke. So that's donkey. But one of the scholars, Dr. Kashash in the Islamic University of Medina, he taught us Nahu. He proved that donkey is smart. Inshallah, later we will talk about the smartness of donkey later on. Do you get the idea? So they said donkey once was talking against its master. It says, لو أنصف الدهر كنت أركب. He says, Wallahi, this is unfair. He says, Wallahi, this is unfair. How come this man is the one who is riding me? And he says, if there is honest in this life, I will be the one who will. And he explains, he says, because لأني جاهل بسيط, because I am jahil basit, I know I don't know. But and imagine even donkey realized that this guy does. So in this class, in this moment, not all, I just put us in the second category that we know there is benefit, but we don't know we know. You get the idea? So you need somebody to remind you that you have this knowledge. What is the benefit? I will mention it and everyone will say, yeah. No need to say yeah, but in your mind you're going to say, yeah, how come I missed this, Yani? If you're hungry and you're about to die, nothing left except one fresh pig in front of you. Yeah, right. Can you eat it? Can you eat it? No, it is not can you eat it. You must eat it, right? Is that benefit? Yes. Is it halal benefit? Yes, halal benefit. You see, all of the components of the definition were there, except one. It is meant to be halal because you need it. That's why it becomes haram. Haram. We don't call it property. We call it haram. Although Jawad says haram mal, we don't call it mal initially because the definition does not apply on it completely. Do you get the idea? So things like pigs, they are not mal. Animal skin that you take from the animals, is it mal?
Yes.
If you say yes, wrong. If you say no, wrong. Whatever answer you say is just wrong. I mean, except the one that is correct. Yeah. And if you say no, I ask you why. If you say yes, why? You keep quiet, why? No, honestly speaking, the animal's skin that we take and make belt, shoes, and bags, and all of this, is it mal? Yes or no?
Yes, it's mal.
It's mal, right? Yeah. Why is it mal?
Actually, in Africa, we use this.
Well, in Malaysia, they didn't have. They just throw it away. They just take it in. Yeah, I remember back there when you peel the skin of an animal, sometimes it can cost almost the same money with the meat itself. Because they purify it and make shoes, very expensive things with it. But here they just put it in the garbage. That's why they don't even know how to peel it properly. Okay, so there is mal. And here is neglected mal. So actually it is based on the animal itself. That's why I said if you say yes is wrong, right also is wrong, no also is wrong, but it is based on the animal itself. You get the idea? If the animal is halal animal that you can eat, and you slaughter the animal, the skin is halal, it's mal. You can make shoes, you can do everything, you can eat it if you wish, you can use it, no doubt about that. You get it? But if the animal is dead animal, if it is halal animal, if you take the skin and you purify it, you do the dibag, a double. The Prophet ﷺ, he saw them taking the sheep of Maymuna. He said, what are you doing? They said, Ya Rasulullah, it is dead. He said, why didn't you take halla akhadtum ihabaha fantafatum bihi? Why can't you take the skin and make use of it? They said, Ya Rasulullah, innaha mayta. Ya Rasulullah, it is dead. He said, innama haruma akluha. He said, what is haram is eating the dead animal. But you can take the skin and make use of it. You get it? So this one also, when we purify it, if it is dead animal, dead halal animal, you get it? Like, what do you call, cow, chicken. Chicken has skin. He's going to say yes. So like cow, sheep, and camel, and all of these animals. When you take the skin, after it dies by itself, الذي مات حتف أنفه قال الميت الذي مات حتف أنفه بغير زكاة شرعية, without a proper slaughtering, it just died by itself. So this one, when you take the skin and you do the dibagh, the Prophet ﷺ said it will purify it, it will make it halal. You can produce shoes, bags, and anything that needs skin. You get it? That's halal, 100% according to the best opinion of the scholars, with the exception of the vast majority of the Hanabilas. And they have their own evidence also, which says that in the hadith of Abdullah ibn Uqaym, the Prophet ﷺ sent to them a letter that says, أَلَّا تَنْتَفِعُوا مِنَ الْمَيْتَةِ بِإِهَابٍ وَلَا عَصَبٍ. The Prophet ﷺ told them that you are not allowed to make use of any part of the dead animal, and he specified the skin also specifically. And this one came, according to the hadith, it came during the last part of the life of Muhammad ﷺ. That means it's the final ruling. But the hadith is weak according to the vast majority of the scholars. Hadith is weak. طعنوا فيه بالاضطراب من جهتين في السند والمتن. It's weak hadith. That's why the vast majority of them did not use it. But some scholars said ala fardu sihhatihi. Let's say it is authentic. Then there is no contradiction between it and the other hadith, because he says ihab. Ihab is the jild of an animal before you purify it. So we say there is no contradiction. He's talking about before the purification, nobody is allowed to use it in. But here comes to the other question. How about the animal that you cannot eat? Pig, crocodile, what else? Dog, lion, and all of these things. Can you make use of their skins? Can we say also it is in two cases? If you slaughter them properly, you bring lion and you slaughter it, Bismillah, then it is halal, right? If you mention all of those best names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, 99, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Al-Malik Al-Quddus Al-Salam Al-Mu'min Al-Muhaymin Al-Aziz Al-Jabbar Al-Mutakabbir, and then you slaughter the pig. Does it make it halal? More haram, right? Because Western the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You get the idea? It's still haram. Cannot become halal. I want you to understand this principle, this foundation that I'm trying to do. Then you will understand the hadith when I mention it properly. When I slaughter this animal, is it possible for it to be halal? No. So when the Prophet ﷺ said, Dibagul adimi zakatuhu, the dibag, the cleansing of the skin stands in the position, or replaces, we can say, replaces the slaughtering. An animal that is halal, can I just take it and eat it just like that without slaughtering? No. The Prophet ﷺ said, if you take any part of an animal and the animal is halal, that part that you take is like dead animal, you cannot eat it. ما أخذ من الميت وهي حية فهو ميت. ما أخذ من الحيوان وهي حية فهو ميت. Any part of an animal that you take while that animal is halal, is hayy, is alive, that part also is dead. You cannot eat it. You have to slaughter it first. Except two things. Fish. Because fish, even when it dies, you can eat it. So when you cut any part of the fish and eat, you don't want your fish to finish, so just cut some and let it go and go like that. And the sun tomorrow also you cut some. The only thing is we tell you that this is punishment. You cannot punish them. But if you take it, can you eat it? Yes, you can eat it. It is not mayyit. So back to the question. The Prophet ﷺ said, if you purify, the purification of the skin of a dead animal replaces the slaughtering. That means it makes it halal just like the way slaughtering makes the animal halal. Do you get the idea? He says, if you purify it, the skin of a dead animal, when you purify it, it will replace the slaughtering. Do you get the idea? So that means when I do the purification, that skin of the dead animal will become halal. I can do anything with it. The question here is, we have to have a base, right? Foundation. You replace something that exists. You get the idea? When I come to the lion, if I slaughter a lion, can it be halal? No. So there's no base to base the purification of the skin of a lion, because even if you slaughter the lion, it will never be halal. Therefore, if you purify the skin of lion, because slaughtering cannot make it halal, so purification also cannot make it halal. Do you get the opinion, the majority of the scholars base their own opinion? And that's the best opinion among the opinions of the scholars, that the only skin of a dead animal that can be used is the skin of a halal animal. So if you have a shoe which is made from dog skins, that is what? Najasa. You can't use it as a Muslim. Belt which is made from dog or pig skins or lion skins, these are najasa. A Muslim is not allowed to use them. You get it? But is it like compulsory that whenever you go to the shop, you ask the man, take the belt, okay, please tell me which cow they use, and when did they get it, and how did they do it? No, you don't need to ask all of these questions at all. Yes, yes, yes.
My question about, talk about the wealth.
Yeah.
مقاصد الشريعة.
Yeah.
So if somebody owner for lion donkey or something dog,
Yeah.
and some is going to kill this, it is worth or not. So the judge, he can make a decision and he can make a charge for this man who is killed lion or dog.
Yeah, according to the definition of mal, lion cannot be mal. It's not a mal based on the definition, because it doesn't have halal benefit. And first of all, it is haram animal that we cannot eat, and it doesn't have halal benefit. And also, it is not only this, one of the animals that when you see them, you have to kill them. According to the definition that says al-kalb al-aqur, that the Prophet ﷺ talk about, خمس من الفواسق يقتلن في الحل والحرام. And the last one he mentioned, he said wal-kalb al-aqur. And kalb al-aqur, the scholars mentioned, the vast majority of the scholars, they said it is not restricted only for the kalb. It extended this type of creatures to every animal that has the same nature, such as lion, tiger, and all of these things, because they harm, they don't benefit. That's why they said it's hardly to train lion to do hunting. You can train dogs and maybe cheetah, but lion, it is not easy to have a lion being used to do hunting. So it is included, and the scholars also supported this expansion of the ruling to go to the lions and all of these things with the well-known story in the history that Ibn Qamiyah, or one of them, the one who hit the Prophet ﷺ, either he or the one who trapped the Prophet ﷺ during the Battle of Uhud. The Prophet ﷺ said, Allahumma sallit alayhi kalban min kilabika. So he used to believe in this, that something is going to happen, because they know Muhammad ﷺ never lied. Some muhaddithun says that the chain of narration of this story is weak, but they mentioned that Imam Shawkani authenticated the narration. Whatever the case might be, they use it to support this idea, because when he says Allahumma sallit alayhi kalban min kilabika, he said, Allah, I ask you to let him be in trouble with one of your dogs. He mentioned the word dogs. So what happened is, he was sleeping in the middle of his people. Wherever they go, he tried to be in the middle, because he knows that one day the dua of the Prophet ﷺ is going to come. So he was in the middle. They mentioned that it is a fact in the history that a lion came, and he's the only one that the lion killed. So the scholars said, you know what, scholars, They take lesson from everything. They say, Prophet said kalb, and Allah sent lion. That means in general the name also can include things like lion. So that's why when you look at the what you call the definition given by the scholars of a mal, lion cannot be included, dog cannot be included, with the exception of one type of dog, according to also the opinions of the scholars. This is the kalbul muallam, the kalb that you train it for hunting. And even this one they argue, because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it is haram for somebody to sell dog. There is another narration that says illa kalba saydin, except the dog that you use for sayd. So scholars argue here and fight each other. Is the Prophet ﷺ addressing the kalb itself, or he is addressing the training? So when you are buying, you are paying for the training. So most of the scholars said yes, you cannot buy dog, even the dog that is trained, you cannot buy it, but you can buy the training, because those dogs, if you kill them, you have to pay the qima. But which qima are you paying? Are you paying the qima of the dog, or are you paying the qima of the training that is given to the dog? So most likely it's the qima of the training that is given to the dog, not the dog itself, to combine between the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ that says naha an thaman al-kalb. So the dog itself, we don't sell it, but we sell the training. So when you look at the dog in the sense of training, it's mal, because you can sell it based on the training existence. You can sell it. So it is mal in this context. But in general, when you look at it and you look at the definition of mal in Sharia, then dog cannot take that definition, because they say it has to be something that has value. Value in the eyes of Sharia, that means halal value, and that halal value is halal for us not because we are in a state of necessity. Wallahu alam. So this is what do you call hibzul mal. That's why in Islam, so we know mal, right, with all of the exceptions, right? So now the skin that is taken from dog, is it mal? No. Do you get the idea? Because debug cannot purify it, cannot cleanse it. The skin that is taken from lion, crocodile, it cannot be mal. So now we know what is mal, right? So this mal, whatsoever it is, Islam comes to protect it. That's why the Prophet ﷺ told one of the brothers, he knows that it might cause him to die. He said, Ya Rasulullah, in ja'a ahadun yuridu an ya'khudha mali awtiyah. He said, Ya Rasulullah, if somebody comes with the intention of taking my wealth, should I give him? He said, no, don't give. He said, Ya Rasulullah, kayfa idha qatalani? He said, Ya Rasulullah, what if the man fights me? He said, fight him back. He said, what if he kills me? He said, you go to paradise. He said, what if I kill him? He said, he goes to hell. He says, man qutila duna malihi fahuwa shaheed. And sariqa is haram. Any form of injustice that can affect wealth is haram. Gambling is haram. Riba is haram. Injustice upon wealth is haram. Bribery is haram. Rishwa is haram. Whatsoever can affect money, confiscating other people's property without justification is haram, based on this maqsad of Sharia, which is protection of man. Do you get the idea? So that's why if a person steals, what is the punishment? Cut off the hand, right? Nowadays they call it a chopping of the hands, and to make it more harsh in the eyes of others. And these guys, when they're going to cut, you understand, they're taking the saw, and who does it? Nobody does it, but this is how they explain it. They will bring the hand, and somebody was, they will make the hand so beautiful, and there is one knife comes from a Muslim, get it down, so that the kuffar will just find Islam very ugly. You get the idea? But I'm telling you, are they suffering from theft and all of these crimes? Yes. Yes, right. How many people lost their life because of this? A lot lost their life because of this. And Islam says, وَالسَّارِقُ وَالسَّارِقَةُ فَقْطَعُوا أَيْدِيَهُمَا جَزَاءً بِمَا كَسَبَا نَكَالًا مِنَ اللَّهِ. Just cut off the hand. The hand, we cut off this part, and the right one, and does it. We just cut off one hand and finish. And I'm telling you, the whole community, one of the most beautiful stories that you can say to support this, apart from what is mentioned by King Abdulaziz long ago when he went to the Europe. And they told him, you guys, you Muslim, the only problem we have with you is whenever somebody steals, you cut off his hand. Come on, what is this? And somebody, commit zina, you cut off his head. What is it? What kind of society is this then? He said, yes, I agree with you that this is a problem with us. But compare this problem with your own problem. He said, I just landed in your city. Just one day, I was reading the newspaper. In one day, around 30 cases. This one is robbed, this one is killed, this one is raped, this one is this. He said, we don't have these things in our own society. And he said, not only this, I can remember throughout my life, the only thing I can remember is only one hand was gone. The society was in a state of peace. Nobody is killing, nobody is stealing, nobody is doing anything. So one of the most beautiful stories that I found to support this idea is a story given by Dr. Bilal Phillips. May Allah preserve him. He was there during the first Gulf War. The US Army were in Saudi. He went to the dawah. He said one of the questions they asked them, those US American soldiers, they were living in Dammam and they can see the sisters wearing gold 2 a.m. in the morning. You get an idea? Up to this moment, up to last year when I went to Saudi, surrounding the Masjid al-Nabawi, there are the gold shops, right? Tell me which gold shop you see somebody with gun wearing black glasses and looking at each other in a state of anger. No shop at all. You see the range of shops, no security at all. And nobody is going to any of those shops and taking the gold from them. That's what Sharia means, right? Although they have their own weaknesses nowadays, but still, the remaining is there, right? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make every Muslim society and community like this. You get an idea? So he told them that, they asked him, how come we can see sisters, they can buy gold and they can buy silver wherever they go at night and they can hold it like that? They said, we remember in the US, they know that in the US when a woman wears gold, they will cut off the ears to make sure that they get the gold. They don't care about her ears any. You get the idea? You live in that place, he says, you have to make sure that you have a lot of lock on your door. Lock the up one, the down one, the second. Everything has to be properly locked. And if you sleep at night and you remember at night, you jump to the door. Because you know somebody will come and get those things that you have in your house. So he said, they ask, why is it like that? So he said, we told them, because hands are cut off. You see, when the aql functions, what did they say? They say it makes sense. They agree, they understand. Yeah, it makes sense. Cut one hand and let the community relax. You get the idea? So you cut off one hand and it's okay. In some part of the country back there, what do they do? They take a person when he steals. What do they do? They put the tire on him, right, Samir? They put tire on him and put petrol on him and they burned him. But still the place was one of the most evil places in terms of thefts and robbery. Why people didn't stop? Because they are doing it in the wrong way. Cut off one hand, nobody will come back again. They used to tell us when we were young, if you go to Saudi, you see somebody without hand, that means he steals. Is it true? That everyone without hand, that means he's a thief? No, it's not true. But that tells you the spiritual feeling that a person has when he lost his hand, because he knows the community will be thinking that he is the thief. You get it? And we also, when we see him, and then somebody wants to steal, I'm telling you, the first thing you would do, you would look at your hand first. If I steal, these hands might be gone. And it's not easy to have your hand being cut off, because you're going to use the left hand in everything. And the next time, do you think he will steal? I'm telling you, never. If he thinks of stealing, he will think a million times before he touches the item first, because he knows he's going to lose the other hand. Do you get the idea? That's Islam. That's why when they approached those people, they found out it's just almost 3,000 accepted Islam. One of my professors in the university there, he said, I gave permission to one of the US students. He told me he wants to go and give da'wah in Riyadh. And that was the place of the American US Army. You see, those people in Saudi sometimes, because of the fear that some of them have of US, somebody was saying that this Saddam Hussein was wrong. How can he challenge US? Because the US, they already know what is happening in your own house. Come on, look at the fear that somebody has. He says, you are staying in your own house, they know they're looking at you. And they think you can fight back. What wrong idea is this in? So when this student says, I'm going to make da'wah to US, it's like he's going to Mongols, Genghis Khan and his people. So the Amir al-Kulliya told him, he said, what did you say? I want to go to Riyadh. To do what? He says, the US Army. It's just like cartoon show to him. He said, the boy kept on insisting. He said, I know the security will never let him reach Riyadh. Not even the army place. No, to reach Riyadh also it's impossible for him. He said, I just gave him the tasrih. Permission, go. I know that he will come back and tell me they don't let me go. Wallahi, he told us, he says, it is so amazing. I was just sitting down in my office. The guy, the student came with 36 people to me from the army. He says they converted to Islam. I can't go to Mecca without permission. Please give me permission because they want to perform Umrah. Not only Islam, he convinced them to go and make Umrah and come back. He says, Wallahi, he was telling us personally, I was studying with him. He says, Wallahi, I was like, is it real? You know, the kids when you pinch yourself to make sure that you're not dreaming, right? So he was like, is it true that, yes, these are, I mean, is it a reality? This guy convinced them, they accepted Islam? He said when he asked, he said, can I have another one? He said, I didn't know when did I sign. Yes, go. He said he kept on bringing them like grasshoppers. This is his own statement. He says like Jarad. Every going he will come back and he will come to me. And okay, these are your permission. We are going to Makkah. Please give us permission. Let us go. So what I take from this, and this is what he says, man will keep on looking at the wife like something that he bought. He will never tolerate any mistake she's going to make it. We don't want that. Nobody wants this for his own daughter. So we have to think wisely when marriage comes in. Don't think of money. Think of the value of the marriage and think of a place that you're going to put your daughter. Make sure that you put her upon a righteous person and respect him. Give him something that will make him think before he take action against your daughter. Because if you make the marriage cheap, I'm telling you, whenever the daughter did something wrong that can cause him to divorce her, the first thing that will come into his mind is you. How can he face you after getting all of these respect and honor from him? Wallahi, you will be the obstacle in his eyes before he does anything. And the girl is going to have very strong value in your eyes because of the father, because of the attitude of the father. A person takes only 1 ringgit, 1 riyal in Saudi in the marriage. And Ibn Uthaymeen was the one who was arranging the marriage. He says, okay, zawwijhu. So the guy says, zawwijhu ibnati ala maharin qadruhu riyal wahid. So Ibn Uthaymeen, knowing the culture there, he says, brother, please don't lie to us. He says, marriage, we need barakah here. Tell them like this. وزوجه ابنتي على مهر قدره الذهب والفضة والسيارة وهذا الريال الذي نأخذه الآن. He says you have to tell them that I'm giving him my daughter as his wife upon the dowry and the mahar, which is only 1 ringgit. Don't say that. He said you have to mention exactly what you took from him. Those cars and gold and silver that he used to give, you have to mention all of these things because they are part of the dowry or so. Yeah, because it comes fi sabili zawaj. That's why when you give a gift, can you go back and take your gift? No. But when you give the woman that you want to marry, you give her a lot of gifts, and at the end of the day, they don't want to give you. Can you take it back? Yes, because they said it wasn't fi sabilillah, it was fi sabili az-zawaj. And no zawaj, you can take your money back and look for something else. You get an idea? So the man said to him, he said, Sheikh, he says, Wallahi, we did not take from him anything apart from this ring, this riyal. And if I know that I have permission from the Shari'ah to give him free, I will give him free. We never took anything from him except this. And we are taking it because it is not halal for us to give him free. This is only for the Prophet ﷺ. Good idea. He said, we know that we can't, so we're taking this. And he said, Sheikh, the reason why I'm doing this with him, he's here, I want him to understand that my daughter is not a slave. She has value. I want him to respect my daughter. I don't want him to understand that this is exchanging money. He says, I want him to see my daughter as something that has value. See, did he protect his daughter? Yes. And that's the best. As long as she accepts, that's the best. Even if she doesn't accept, advise her. Wallahi, I'm telling you, if I am the one who will do this, I will advise. Yeah, what do you want? She mentioned, mashallah, billions of dollars. Say, yeah, that's your right. can we make some discount? I will fight for the sake of the husband actually. Can we make some discount? Yeah, we cut it to the lowest level she can accept. I can add from my money to give it to her, between me and her, so that he will not understand. What he can see is that the leniency from the family, so that the daughter can be respected. Yeah, you want your daughter to stay with somebody that can respect her forever. Nobody will agree with a person to take his daughter and stay with her for a few days and then bring her back. It doesn't work like that. That's why the best opinion among the opinions of the scholars is the one that says, "Az-zawaj bi niyyati at-talaq la yajuz." To marry a woman with the intention of divorcing her is strictly prohibited in Islam, because it is based on cheating. Because you will never accept this to happen to your daughter. Why do you do this to another daughter? You must make intention of ta'bid. Later on you want to divorce, just divorce, but the first intention has to be ta'bid. You cannot come with the intention of divorcing, because that's cheating. If the girl knows that you're going to leave her, will she come? She will never. If the family know that you're going to divorce their daughter, will they agree? They will never agree. And you yourself also, if somebody comes and take your daughter in this manner, if you know you will fight him back, why do you like this to be placed on other people's family? Do you get the idea? So these are the maqasid al-Shari'ah, where Shari'ah comes to preserve. Any one of them has to be maintained, and sometimes even Sharia justify you doing something that is haram to protect this, because without preserving them we cannot survive properly. Do we get the idea? So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to appreciate being Muslims and to understand the Sharia properly, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase our iman and our righteousness, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase our knowledge. إنه ولي ذلك وقادر عليه سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.